Good afternoon, student. Today we are going to learn the second method of the transportation problem, that is least cost method or matrix minima method. This method has two names, least cost method and matrix minima method. First, we see the step of this method. First step is select the cell with the lowest cost in entire transportation table. First, we select the lowest cost of entire transportation table and allot as much as possible to this cell and eliminate that row or column in which either supply or demand is extracted. If both row and column are satisfied simultaneously, then only one may be crossed out and one is as it is. In the in case the smallest unit cell is not unique, then select the cell where maximum allocation can be made. Second step is after adjusting supply and demand for all uncrossed out row and column and repeat the procedure with the next lowest unit cell and remaining row or column of the transportation table and allot as much as possible to this cell and eliminate that row and column in which either supply or demand is extracted. Repeat the procedure until the entire available supply at various source and demand at various destination is satisfied. Then the solution is obtained and solution need not be non-degenerate. First, we see the problem of this method, and this problem is balance type problem. First problem is to find the total cost of transportation problem by using the least cost method. Problem is here given. See this problem. Sources are S1, S2, S3 and destination are D1, D2, D3, D4. Here write supply, here write demand, and then write the unit cell of this cell. First cell 19, 30, 50, 10 and supply is 7. Second row 70, 30, 40, 60 and supply is 9. And third row 48, 70, 20 and supply is 18. Then the given transportation problem is here write first, then first see the problem is balanced or unbalanced. Here addition of this supply we get 34 and addition of this demand that is also 34, means summation I is equal to 1 to n ai is equal to summation j is equal to 1 to m bj is equal to 34. Therefore given problem is balanced type problem. Then write the given problem is balanced type problem. In this given table we choose the minimum unit cell of this transportation problem. We see first we see that step of this method, and by using this step first we see the smallest unit cell of this transportation problem. Here 19, 30, 50, 10, 70, 30, 40, 60, 48, 70, 20 and lowest cost of all this transportation table is 8. And this 8 demand is 8 and supply is 18. Then choose the lowest from demand and supply. डिमांड और सप्लाई में से जो भी लोएस्ट है वो चूज करना है. यहाँ लोएस्ट कहाँ है तो डिमांड में है. वो कितने है 8. allot this 8 here and then subtract this for demand and supply. 8 minus 8, here 0. 18 minus 8, then here we get 10. Then here 0, therefore we cross or we delete this column D2 column. In the given table, we choose a minimum cost 8 in the cell 32, that is 32 means third row or second column, and allot the minimum possible amount 8 at the cost 8, and then cross the second column D2, and the required TP is this. And then we get D1, D3, D4, D2 destination is cross out. Then sources S1, S2, S3, and unit cell are 19, 50, 10, 70, 40, 60, 40, 70, 20, and here 7, 9, and 18 minus 8, that is 10. Here leave the 10, and here 5, 7, and 14. Then choose the minimum of this transportation problem. Here 10 is minimum number unit cell, and that lies between first cell, first row and fourth column. In given table, we choose the minimum cost 10 at the cell 1, 4, and we allot the minimum possible amount. Minimum possible amount for demand and supply is 7. Therefore, allot here 7, and then cross out here 7 minus 7 is 0, and here 14 minus 7 leave 7. Therefore, first row is delete. Therefore, we delete the first row, and then we get the given transportation is like this: S1, S2, D1, D3, D4, and cost is 70, 40, 60, and here 40, 70, 20, and supply is 9, 10, and demand is 5, 7, 7. And minimum number of this transportation table is 20. And from demand and supply, minimum amount is 7. Therefore, allot here 7, and that is 7 minus 7, 0, 10 minus 7, 3. In the given table, the least cost is 20 at the cell 3, 4, and we allot the minimum possible amount 7, and then by crossing the third column, we get the required TP like this: S2, S3, D1, D3, and cell unit cost is 70, 40, 40, 70, 9, 3, 5, 7. In the given table, the least cost is 40. Here 40, here 40. But we choose this 40 at the cell 2, 3 and 3, 1, and we choose the least cost from 2, 3 cell, 2, 3 cell, because this unit is come first. Therefore, choose this. And allot here 7 from demand, and this 7 minus 7, 0, and 9 minus 7 leave 2, and then delete the D3 destination, and we get the problem like this: D1, S2, S3, and unit cell cost is 70, 40, here 2, 3, then minimum from this is again 40, then allot there is 3, and then 3 minus 3, 0, and 5 minus 3, here leave 2, then cross out the third row, then we get the table S2, D1, 70, here write 2, here 2, and then demand and supply are same, then put here 2, allot here 2, then column as well as row are delete, and our problem is finished. Means all rim requirement are satisfied. Hence, the initial basic feasible solution is displayed in following table. Rim require condition means here 3 row and 4 column means 3 plus 4, 7, 7 minus 1, 6. And here we get the 6 allocation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 means rim require condition n plus m means number of row plus number of column minus 1 is equal to allocation, then rim require condition is satisfied. Now initial basic solution of this problem is x14. X14 means this first row fourth column. X14 is 7. X21 second row first column, 21 is 2. X23 like this, X23 is 7. X31 means third row first column, that is 3. X32 means third row second column is 8. X34 that is the third row and fourth column, that is 7. Then write the minimum z is equal to 10 multiplied by 7. First we see the first row here, 7 multiplied by 10 plus 2 multiplied by 70 plus 7 multiplied by 40 plus 3 multiplied by 40 plus 8 multiplied by 8 plus 7 multiplied by 20. Then after calculating this, we get 70 plus 140 plus 280 plus 120 plus 64 plus 140, and addition of all these is 840 units. And our problem is finished. Then write the second transportation problem by using matrix minima. Matrix minimum is least cost method. And use this method and solve this problem. First, write the given problem. Then we see the demand and supply. Supply is 30 plus 40 plus 50, that is 120. And demand is 20 plus 20 plus 25 plus 30 is equal to 70 plus 25, 95. Means demand and supply is not equal. Here summation I is equal to 1 to n ai not equal to summation bj I is equal to 1 to m. The given problem is unbalanced. Then first we make this transportation problem is balanced by adding row. Why we by adding column. Why we add column? Because demand is small than supply. Means आपको कहाँ कम है, ये डिमांड में कम है, तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, डिमांड में कम है तो एक कॉलम ऐड करना है. अगर सप्लाई में कम होता तो आपको रो ऐड करना चाहिए. तो here we add one column and that is D5, and the value of this D5 is 0, 0, 0 and value is 25. Then in the given table, the list cost 0 at the cell 1, 5, 2, 5 and 3, 5. We see this problem, and here we see that the cell 1, 5, 2, 5 and 3, 5. We choose the cell 1, 5 because this comes first, and allot the minimum possible amount. And minimum possible amount is here demand and supply में कौन सी है 25 है. Here allot the 25 by crossing the fifth column. Here 25 minus 25 0. Here 25 30 minus 25 leave 5. Then cross out this column. Fifth column, by crossing the fifth column, we get the required TP like this. And then sources S1, S2, S3, D1, D2, D3, D4, and amount is 7, 10, 14, 8, 7, 12, 12, 6, 5, 8, 15, 9, and supply is 5, 40, 50, and demand is 20, 20, 25, and 30. Then minimum number of these is 5. Least cost is 5, and the demand and supply 20 is smallest. There here allowed the 20, and here 20 minus 20 is 0, and 50 minus 20 leave 30. Then cross out the first column D1, destination 1. Then the problem is like this. It's S1, S2, S3, D2, D3, D4, and minimum cost is 10, 14, 8, 12, 12, 6, 8, 15, 9, and minimum amount of all this cost is 6, and here demand is 30 and supply is 40, and minimum is 30. Therefore here allot the 30, and 30 minus 30 is 0, and here 40 minus 30 leave 10, and then cross out this column. Then we get the problem like this: S1, S2, S3, D2, D3, and cost is 10, 14, 12, 12, 8, 15. And supply is 5, 10, 30, and here 20, 25. Then minimum cost of this is 8, and here demand is 20 and supply is 30. Therefore here allot the 20, and 20 minus 20 is 0, and here 30 minus 20 leave 10. Then cross out this second column. Then transportation problem is like this: S1, S2, S3, D3 मीन्स आपके रो कितने गैप हो गए? 4 कॉलम गैप हो गए, रो सभी है आपके. तो हियर D3 and list cost is 40, 12, 50, and list from this is 12, and then minimum cost for demand and supply is 10, and here allot the 10, and 10 minus 10 is 0, and cross out the second row. Then write the given transportation problem like this: S1, S3, D3, cost is 14, 15, and supply is 5, 10, and demand is 15. Then minimum cost is 14, and then 5 is less from this demand and supply. Then allot here 5, and 5 minus 5 is 0. Then cross out the first row. Then the transportation problem is like this: S3D3, and one cost is remaining 50, and demand and supply from this 15 is same. Therefore allot here 10, 10 minus 10 0. Therefore row as well as column is cross out, and put the here allocation of given original problem, that is S1, S2, S3, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, and here list unit cell is 7, 10, 14, 8, 0, 7, 12, 12, 6, 0, 5, 8, 15, 9, 0, and supply is 30, 40, 50, and demand is 20, 20, 25, 30, 25. then allocation is in first row 14 का allocation है 5, 0 का allocation है 25, 12 का 10, 6 का 30, 5 का 20, 8 का 20 और 15 का 10. The initial basic feasible solution is x13 is 5, x15 is 25, x23 is 10, x24 is 30, x31 is 20, x32 is 20, and x33 is 10. Then total cost is, by using this table, 25 multiplied by 0 plus 20 multiplied by 5 plus 30 multiplied by 6 plus 20 multiplied by 8 plus 10 multiplied by 12 plus 5 multiplied by 14 and plus 10 multiplied by 15. Then we get 0, 100, 180, 160, 120, 70, 150, and addition of this is 780 unit. And this is the total minimum cost of our problem. Then write the third problem and solve the following transportation table by using matrix minima method. This important problem means सभी important है, लेकिन ये पेपर में आया होगा इसलिए यहाँ नोट्स पे important लिखा है. तो ये हमेशा आया है इसलिए यहाँ very important लिखा है. तो ये प्रॉब्लम लिखो और ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करो, खुद सॉल्व करो. देखो अब इस ट्रांसपोर्टेशन टेबल में फर्स्ट मिनिमम कॉस्ट इज 1 एंड देन मिनिमम नंबर इज 8, देयरफॉर क्रॉस आउट द second row. Then minimum cost is again 1, this from fourth. तो पहले आपने कौन सी ली? पहले जो रो आया उसके कॉलम की नहीं, पहले आपने रो देखा. देखो पहले ही अगर देखते कि यहाँ भी 1 है यहाँ भी 1 है, दोनों में से कौन सी लेनी है? तो कौन सी लेनी है? फर्स्ट रो देन कॉलम, एंड लाइक दिस एंड सॉल्व, and we get the initial feasible solution, that is 83 units. And this is the fourth problem. This is balance type problem. And here again 1 at cell 21 and 25, and we allot the minimum possible 6, and then by crossing the fifth column we get here 1 fifth column की आपने यहाँ अलॉट की है. Then solve this problem like this. Then the Vogel approximation method. ये अभी स्टार्ट किया तो पूरा नहीं होगा, तो ये यहीं पे स्टॉप करते. तो ये समझ में आया 4 प्रॉब्लम. होमवर्क के लिए आप प्रॉब्लम लिख लो और ये दोनों प्रॉब्लम होमवर्क में आपको करना है. ठीक है, ये प्रॉब्लम लिखो. फोर्थ, x y z a b c d e and allocation for first row is 2, 11, 10, 3, 7, and second is 1, 4, 7, 2, 1, and third is 3, 9, 4, 8, 12, and supply is 4, 8, 9, and demand is 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, and addition of all supply and demand is 21. ये आपको प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना है 3 और 4.